Hello scientists, you just watched a video about spring, and the beautiful thing about spring is all the flowers and things that are growing outside. And it's a little bit sad, isn't it, that we're not outside to enjoy those flowers. Maybe you have a little garden at your house, and if you do, that's really lucky. I was thinking that maybe we could make an inside garden for our houses just to cheer us up, since we can't be outside in nature to see all the flowers that are growing in spring. And for this activity, you don't have to do it this way. You could just draw them with markers or whatever you have, but there is something cool that you can do. I used pastels today for this piece, but if you don't have pastels, you can use crayons as well. And I was just thinking about some different spring flowers. I made this orange flower, and I made this tulip here, and a bee, and a butterfly. And I pressed pretty hard when I used the pastels. I pressed pretty hard, and you would do that too with crayon, so that it really is nice and dark. Okay, and notice that I left a lot of things open. See how I left some white there, and a big space here that's open. Maybe I might add a few little dots in here. And I left things open on purpose because I'm going to do something cool on top of my drawing. And I'm sure you've done this in art before. We know that the wax in the crayon or the pastel, I don't know if there's wax in the pastel, but the way the pastel, I think, to the oil, when you paint over top, it still shows through. So here I'm going to get some water, and I've got some paints here. I think these ones are watercolor, but I think any kind of paint like this will do the same job. So I'm going to choose to fill in my leaf here, and maybe I'll use this nice green. And I'm going to go over top. Now see how when I paint over top of the pastel, the pastel still shows up. I'm going to go ahead and paint that leaf in. And if I go out a little bit, it's okay, because later I'm going to cut this flower out. So it's okay if you go outside a little bit. That's no problem. Whenever you're painting, you want to make sure that when you're changing colors that you get your brush wet, you tap off the extra water on the side. All right, maybe I'm going to make this flower this lovely peachy color. So I can go right over top in there, see? Oh, it turned a little red, okay. And see, when I go over top of the yellow, it still shows up. So it can make your flowers look really cool. All right, and maybe let's see my tulip. I think I'll make a nice orange tulip. I can go right over top of my tulip like that, see? Lots of paint on my brush. There. Now I have to finish my butterfly and my leaf and my bee. And when I'm done all of that, I'm going to cut the things out carefully. You might need a grown-up's help if you have a lot of small little corners. You can do the big parts. Cut out your garden and find a nice place in your house to hang it up, and I bet your spring garden will cheer everybody up. All right, this is just for fun. If you don't want to do this, that's okay. It's just an idea. All right, see you later.